In this video, we are talking about those 4th of July crowds. You know, there's been this narrative out there that it's just Disney. What is Disney doing wrong? Why was it so light on 4th of July at Walt Disney World? We're going to talk about it. Is it just a Disney thing? We'll break that down. We're also going to talk about this news that the Oriental Land Company is getting into the Disney cruise business. This is a game change. Up next on OG 55. Welcome aboard, everybody, to another episode of OG 55. Today, we're talking about those 4th of July crowds. We deep dive into that. We're also going to talk about this news that the Oriental Land Company, the company that runs the Tokyo Disney Resort, okay, is getting into the Disney Cruise Line business, which is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. We're going to break all that down. But before we do, I want to introduce my co-pilot, Mr. George the Italiano. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having me back on. It's always a good time talking shop with you, bro. And so a lot of exciting stuff coming from Disney lately. And I'm telling you, the company just keeps thriving. And yeah, we're also going to clarify some notions of, Disney being so empty and bare in the parks lately, but how their competition can possibly also see that as well.
Yeah, exactly. If you could let everybody home know where they can find you on social media, sir.
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
Yes, and we just started, for those of you that are not aware, we do have now an OG 55 membership. We'll be doing exclusive membership videos, live streams. Also, on some big videos like our Hey Bricky video, you'll have access to that content like a day or two before everybody else gets it. So I just want to let everybody at home know, if you're not aware, we do have a membership program here at OG 55. So check it out. We've gotten a lot of support, like way more support than I really thought we would with the membership programs. And it's truly humbling. And we want to thank everybody. Look, we understand that it's not easy right now. It's not easy for anybody right now financially. You know what I'm saying? And to give your hard-earned money to us, these two schmucks right here just talking about Disneyland and the park stuff, it means a lot to us. It really does. And we take it very, very seriously. The content for the members, we're going to be churning out content for the members. And obviously, we're going to continue the content here with the regular OG 55 as well. But we do take it very seriously that people are giving us their hard-earned money. So we're planning on a lot of great content going forward. But let's get to the topic at hand for today's video. George the Italiano, let's talk about 4th of July.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this is the interesting thing here, brother. I've been hearing a lot, and it's crazy, right? It's all over social media that Disney, well, we're going to focus on Orlando, okay? Mm-hmm. We're going to focus on Orlando. We're hearing that, Walt Disney World, so empty on 4th of July. What's going on with Disney? What did Disney do, George? Why are they hurting so bad in Florida? Why was the crowd levels so empty? Now, this is from qtimes.com, right? It says here, this is for 4th of July. Now, this is Magic Kingdom. Okay, so Magic Kingdom is like the main park in Walt Disney World, so I think it's a good barometer to sort of measure this stuff. But it says here, the crowd level, quiet. Okay, quiet. I highlighted it. Okay. So we have average wait times here. It says Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, 65 minutes. The maximum was 120. Peter Pan's Flight, 46 minutes. So it kind of breaks it down, right? Now, this is very interesting. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up, right, is because a lot of people are just focusing on Walt Disney World's attendance. Now, I know what people are going to say. Why are you bringing Universal into this? Okay. Here is the thing. In order to really gauge and to
because nobody else does it.
Right, exactly. Well, that too. But here's the thing. In order to really gauge and determine what's going on here, we have to look at the overall broader theme park market in Orlando. Is it a Disney issue? Is Disney destroying goodwill with their fan base? Or is it an Orlando theme park issue? And the only way to really determine that is if we compare the other theme parks, the main competition. So it was quiet. The crowds were lower at the Magic Kingdom on July 4th, just last week. But here is the thing, okay? And this is why it's important to look at the big picture and not just focus tunnel vision on Disney, because Disney gets, clicks and views and attention. You have to look at everything to really gauge what is the problem here, okay? This is from Islands of Adventure, which I consider Universal's main park. I mean, I know the studio park probably is technically, and we can look at that one too if you want. But July 4th, 2024, look at this, George. Crowd level. Quiet. Okay, quiet. Look at, okay, for those in the back, it's quiet. I keep calling it Hagrid's motorboat. What is on my mind, George?
Bro, you got something there going on, man. You want them to do some updating there.
I'm telling you, man, Hagrid is a freak. But Hagrid's is average wait time was 88 minutes. The maximum was 135. So look at the wait times are on par with what we saw over here at the Magic Kingdom. Okay, give or take, but they're not drastically different. Okay, now let's go ahead. We'll try some of these other parks. Animal Kingdom. Crowd level empty. Okay, that's bad, Animal Kingdom. I love you, Animal Kingdom, but come on. And then Hollywood Studios, empty. Magic Kingdom, which is the main park for especially like 4th of July.
But we also have to take into consideration too, really quick. Yes, Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios may have been empty, but even if the crowds were heavily into the parks, normally Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios would be considered empty on those days, because Magic Kingdom and Epcot are usually the two heavy hitter parks during the 4th of July. Exactly.
And then Epcot was packed. Well, wait a minute, George, it was packed? I don't hear anyone talking about that. That's interesting, isn't it? Now that's very, very interesting. And you're right, George, because you've been to Disney World a bajillion times. That's the center of the festivities, right? 4th of July. So we had a quiet Magic Kingdom. We had a packed Epcot. Okay, now let's go to Universal. So Islands of Adventure was quiet,
right?
And Universal Studios was busy. Okay, so you're kind of looking at the same equation here. It's not that vastly different. You're not seeing, every park at Universal packed, right? They had what's it called? A quiet park with IOA, a busy park with the studio park, because probably at the studio park, much like Epcot over at Walt Disney World, it's the center of their 4th of July festivities, right? I'm assuming. So you have Epcot, which is packed. Neither one of the Universal Studios parks, by the way, were packed. Busy, but not packed, right? But Disney had that. Disney had packed, and then you had quiet.
And then it also was too. Disney made the official statement that there was not going to be any 4th of July festivities in Magic Kingdom this year. Had they would have had the same festivities, it would have probably just been as packed as Epcot, if not even more.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying here. We have to look at the overall. You have to zoom out and look at what these other parks are doing in order to get a good assessment as to what's happening here. If Disney is having an issue and fans are rejecting the Disney brand, it's important to know that, okay, like for example, if Universal had all their parks were packed, and then Disney World had quiet across the board, I'd be like, you know what? We have a Disney problem here. Okay, they burn through their goodwill. It's Lightning Lane. It's this, it's that, it's the other. But then we can diagnose the problem, right? But when you don't look at the other stuff and you just focus on Disney, you don't know if it's even a Disney problem. And clearly it isn't a Disney problem, because Universal was seeing very similar crowds. Okay, but nobody is talking about that. Okay, I guess this is not convenient. I don't know what the deal is, but you have to, in order to properly diagnose this problem or issue, you have to look at everything. Also, another thing here too is I think people have really shifted how they do theme parks. And I know here in California, Christmas is massive. It's definitely bigger than summer. It has to be at this point. You know, Halloween as well. You know, the Halloween events are massive here in California, both for Disney and Universal. And I know it's probably even bigger out there in Florida, the Halloween thing for like Universal and stuff. So people are theme parking different. They're not just, you know, yeah, maybe 30 years ago, it was all about the summertime, but that is changing. Okay. That is changing very rapidly. Okay. So that's an element in this equation too, George, where it's like, it's not just all about the summertime anymore with these theme parks. And that's been the issue for a long, long time here. So, you know,
and that might essentially change as well over time. A lot of people think it has to, when people get comfortable with something and they say, okay, summertime was a repetitive time for optimal crowds at the Disney parks. It's like, okay, well, that's the way it has to stay. If it doesn't stay that way and there's a change, there's a problem. Not necessarily.
Exactly. Even movie going patterns have changed over the years. Like, honestly, 25, 30 years ago, Christmas wasn't like a huge time for movies. Now it's massive. You have, you know, now Star Wars, their movies mostly get released in December. Massive blockbuster.
And so does Avatar.
And so does Avatar. December has become a huge month for movies, right? Bigger than before. Not to say the holidays were just dead, but I mean, it's gotten significantly bigger over the years.
So are people supposed to say, oh, wait, it was only titled the summer blockbuster? You know, so, oh my gosh, there's no movies that are big, heavy hitters during the summer. Oh my gosh, you know, films are a dying breed. You know, you can't look at it that way. You know, there's times where it just fluctuates in different patterns. Right now, the holidays are the go-to for the Disney parks. Why? Because at the same token, with nothing really significantly new that is being added into the Disney parks right now, or maybe even just for any of the parks for that reason, people then tend to lean towards the holidays. Why? Because you have the holiday festivities, you have Oogie Boogie Bash or Mickey and Minnie's Not So Scary Halloween Party. There's something for the family to do. During the summertime, there's nothing going on right now. So while it is being in a little bit of a slump for the summer season, which Disney had already solidified this during the earnings call, it's going to be a slow summer season, not doom and gloom, but they thought, you know what, let's take this opportunity. Let's close some things down. Let's refurbish some things. Let's get, for Disneyland anyway, Tiana's Bayou Adventure kind of up and running. Why? They're anticipating busy, heavy holiday seasons. So they're going to want Tiana's Bayou Adventure up and running. But once Disneyland Forward comes into effect and the expansion comes out at Walt Disney World and things start growing, I guarantee you the summer months will be packed again at some point.
Yeah, this stuff ebbs and flows, man. And you can't look at it through tunnel vision because you're never going to get the real story. And that's the issue that I have with a lot of this stuff is because no one really wants to look at everything, you know? Exactly. And it's like, if you look at it through just a tunnel, if you look at it just like, okay, just Disney, oh man, there's problems. 4th of July and, you know, it's Magic Kingdom is quiet. Oh man, that's a disaster. But then when you start to look at some of these other parks, like at Universal and what have you, you kind of see this is the normal pattern. This is what's happening across the board with these theme parks. You know what I'm saying? And look, a lot of people were making the excuse like, oh, well, it wasn't busy because it was hot. Well, I don't agree with that. That's bullshit. Okay, Florida's always hot. I don't agree with that whole excuse either. I mean, that's not. Come on, it's always hot. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean anything. But at the same time, I don't agree with the other people that are saying, well, you know, Disney's going through some issues because they were light on 4th of July. No, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think
it's like I take myself as a good looking guy, but that doesn't mean I should be walking around in a fucking Speedo.
You know, yeah, exactly. And if you do, make sure you record it and we'll put it in the members
there you go.
Column here at the channel. Yeah, so we'll see, man. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really, at this point, I get it. Like, you know, 4th of July is over with, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I kept hearing these reports of like, wow, you know, Disney World has really struggled this year. And I'm like, okay, let's look into it then. You know, what's going on? Is it a Disney problem, or is it maybe a theme park issue overall? And when the further you look, it looked like it was kind of across the board. So interesting. But that brings us to our next topic, which, courtesy of Mr. Scott Gooston, the GOAT of Disney reporting, the absolute best. Mr. Scott Gooston says here, Oriental Land Company today announced a new partnership with Disney that will bring the Disney Cruise Line to Tokyo in 2028. This is ridiculous, bro.
This is insane.
This is ridiculous. This will be the first time a Disney ship is owned and operated by a third party. Meyer Werft. Oh, wow. Will start building the Wish class ship in fiscal 2025. Now, this is interesting. I've been on 2 Disney cruises now. I went on the Wonder and the Wish, and both of those experiences blew my mind. The customer service, the way that the cast members, they're cast members, right? Technically on the ships too?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. So the way the cast members treat guests is second to none. Okay, it really is. Okay, I can't imagine what Oriental Land Company is going to do, because the Oriental Land Company always does like 5 notches above what the domestic stuff is. And my mind's already blown with what the current offerings are with the Disney cruises. I think it's fantastic. Disney, I mean, OLC is going to change the game. I mean, honestly, I think they're going to revolutionize this industry. What do you think, George?
Oh, absolutely. And I think, honestly, Disney is going to end up taking their P's and Q's from that notion. Because again, as you said, Disney Cruise Line is already a popular franchise in the cruise line industry, and with OLC at the helm, no pun intended, the revolutionary optics of what this ship is going to be, I can probably almost guarantee this is almost going to be like a hotel / theme park on water. Yeah. If we, because budgeting and money is nothing to them. They'll like, you know what? We just want, at the end of the day, we want a good product that works, and we know it's going to work. We'll fork out anything and however much it's going to cost. And from my understanding, yes, Meyer Werft is actually the shipyard that does the construction of majority of the cruise line ships.
Is that German?
Germany. Yep, it's in Germany.
It sounds German, yeah.
I think it's in. Forgive me, folks. Correct me if I think it's Papenburg, Germany.
Okay,
I believe it's something like that. But this will be part of the well, it was the Triton class because it was the Tri. It was for the Wish, the Treasure, and the Destiny. But this ship was also going to be in that category. So I think now this is, but the difference is it's going to be owned and operated by the Oriental Land Company, and which makes me wonder, Disney World does land and sea vacation packages. If Tokyo Disney does land and sea vacation packages, oh man, like that's going to be, that'd be probably lost for words, because I'm already excited just to see Tokyo Disney and just Japan in general. You add a Disney cruise ship into that mix. I'm
telling you, bro. I'm telling you, I'm like this close to fucking moving to Tokyo. You have no idea, or Japan in general.
Because basically this is going to be the 9th ship.
Yeah.
This is going to be the 9th ship, and since OLC is paying for it, this isn't part of the 20% of the $60 billion. Right. So Disney themselves could even fund to make it a straight 10 ships.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And this is interesting. I'm so curious what the offerings on the ship are going to be, because we've seen, like with Fantasy Springs, like that new Frozen ride, which is the technology on that is absolutely mind blowing, and things like that they're doing over there in Tokyo. Right. Mm-hmm. Like, what are they going to do? Like, what if they just have a full blown, just a full blown dark ride in there or something, right? Like, that would be super, like, I can't imagine what they're going to offer. Like, because you're not going to get the aqueduct on this thing, okay? I'm telling you right now, they will go 5 steps beyond that. This is not going to be the same kind of experience. And look, I'm not putting down the Disney Cruise Line. I love the Disney Cruise Line.
Because Imagineering is still going to be working this ship. But this is what happens when you get the proper funding.
Right. And then you maybe not as much meddling or whatever else is going on with the domestic stuff. So it's going to be nuts, dude. I'm telling you that it's going to be absolutely nuts. I can't wait for this. I really can't. It's going to revolutionize. I think it's going to revolutionize the industry. I really do. To have OLC involved in this is absolutely insane, dude.
And you know what? For this thing to come out in 2028, because this was around the time that I was thinking about taking a trip out to Tokyo. You know, I might kind of wait and see like where this goes, because while we're out in Tokyo, I mean, when in Rome.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I'm telling you.
I think we're going to get some more info on this at the at D23, because being that it already was announced.
Oh yeah.
I'm for sure we'll get a little bit more in depth of what is all going to entail in this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we'll get some info on this. I'm very curious, you know. Telling you, bro, we're only a month away now for the expo. And we'll be there. We're actually going to be there.
We are going to be there. It is official. It is confirmed. It is signed, sealed, and delivered. The OG 55 crew is going to D23.
Yes, we'll be there. So if you see us there, come by and say hi. You know, we're not going to have like an official meetup at the expo, you know?
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you see us walking around, you know, absolutely come by and say hi, you know?
Absolutely. Come by, you know, say hi, buy us dinner, buy us drinks, maybe a possible neck and shoulder massage, you know?
Yeah, no, we'll be there for sure. And I think it'd be cool. I'm excited for it. I mean, I haven't been to the expo since 2019.
The first time I met you in person, we were already acquainted and everything, but that was the first time we actually met in person.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's crazy. It feels like forever ago. It does. You know?
It does.
2019, it was like before the pandy, and like we weren't as close, you know, back then. I mean, we were cool, we were friends, but we weren't as close as we are now. And feels like forever ago. That was when Avengers Campus was announced. Or as our friend Hey Bricky says, Avengers Hallway.
Hallway. Yep. Now if it's Avengers Hallway.
Exactly. So we'll see, man. But yeah, interesting stuff coming out of Tokyo. That's becoming a huge market for Disney. You know. Yeah. I mean, it kind of always was, but it's getting bigger. So we'll see. And now we're, like you say, we're nipping on like 10 ships. We're like that close to 10 ships now.
We're that close for 10. Yeah.
Come on, Universal, step it up.
Yeah. Come on.
You know, how come I never hear that? How come I never hear what's Universal's response going to be? Where's your response, Universal? Yeah. Oh, we already got 10, baby. You haven't even got one yet. Just kidding. I was kidding. But
no, he's not.
No, I'm not. But George the Italiano, you can let everybody at home know where they can find you on social media, sir.
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner, with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
Yes. So comment down below. Now, I really want, if you guys have, this is one website that I'm referencing for the wait times and overall crowd levels for Disney World and Universal. If there's another website that has contradicting information, definitely bring it to our attention. Mm-hmm. And if this website is wrong, we'll do another video and correct it, you know. Mm-hmm. But this is what I found, and the crowd levels were very similar at both Universal and in Disney World, you know, and it didn't take me more than 10 minutes to Google this and find it. And so we'll see. But if there's other information out there that I'm missing, or if this website is not good or whatever it is, we're open to hearing it. I want to hear it down below in the comments. But as it stands right now, it looks like Disney had a very similar outcome for 4th of July as the almighty Universal.
And also, too, comment down below on your thoughts on the very first ever Disney cruise ship in Japan as part of Tokyo Disney. And tell us your thoughts on, is this a good idea? Is it a not so good idea? If it's a not so good idea, you're wrong. what you think is going to be implemented on the cruise ship. Get creative. Like I want to see those creative Imagineering juices flowing. Get that, and just make it a little sticky.
Yeah, exactly.
And then also,
did you say sticky?
I did.
There you go.
And also, too, give us your thoughts on what the ship could be named. Is Tokyo going to go the same route of like the Disney Cruise Line kind of way with magic, wonder, dream, or could they revolutionize a completely different name that Disney might move forward with it? I'm very curious.
They're gonna kill it. They're gonna do a home run on every angle of this thing, dude. The name is probably gonna be freaking dope. The ship will be dope. I have no doubt in my mind that they're not gonna hit a home run in every single element of this thing. Tokyo rarely has an L. They usually hit home runs. The one time I in all my years in covering Disney and being a fan of Disney, one time I remember they had one L, which was their Fantasmic.
Mm-hmm.
That was dog shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything else they do is amazing. So I don't know. We'll see, but I think it's going to be fantastic. But comment down below. We would love to hear from you. And until the next time, keep it sticky, sticky.
세상이 누구에게나 공평하게 추악해.